Hello, welcome to my YouTube. Subscribe. So I came back from home time and I took a load from Waller, Texas to Laredo, which was 326. And then from Laredo, I went up to Uvalde, picked up a load of feed, took that to a tractor supply in Seguin, which was 117 miles. So yeah. And then from Seguin, I deadheaded to Waller to pick up another load. Now I'm headed out to Grand Rapids, Michigan, which is 1,200 miles. Pretty long run. I'll be there by Thursday at 10 o'clock in the morning. So, even though it delivers on Friday, but gotta see if they'll take the pin. Other than that, I really wanted to go over a few more stories about work. So what happened with Domino's, because I don't think I said what happened at Domino's and why I quit. There was a big storm that came through Texas on Valentine's Day, and it was mandatory for all of us to work. So I was supposed to go in at, I think, around 3, 4 and work till midnight, and around the time temperatures were dropping, I mean, it was already like 19 degrees, and I called and I told them I wasn't feeling good, and they didn't like that, so they were like, "You're gonna get written up." I said, "Yeah, I don't care." And then after that, I just didn't show up to work. So that happened. And then just, that's how I was let go. I was at quit Domino's. And then, so back to the part where I was referred to the beer company. My boss was brothers with the management over there in the beer company, so it was almost a guaranteed job. So and what happened the last few things that got me was that Friday, I was gonna go on vacation during the whole week of the following week, but that Friday before I was supposed to go on vacation, I was out there doing my own route. You know, it was an easy day. Drop off at HB, go and run 10, 12 stops, be done for the day, drive an hour there, and unload the trailer and do all that stuff. You know, it's gonna be an easy day. My coworker's truck breaks down where in Bay City, Texas, over where I'm at. So his truck breaks down, and I'm told I have to go pick him up and his beer, run my route, and help him run his route, which is in El Campo. Yeah. It didn't make no sense, you know? Because then I had to drive an hour out of the way to go back an hour to the warehouse. So it's going to be like an extra 2 hours. Just doing that. That's not including his route. I called my supervisor, and he was like, "Well, stop's got to be done." Okay, how come you don't come out here with a van? How come you don't bring somebody out here in a van? "Oh, well, I already left work. It's past 2 o'clock. Like, really? And so he didn't want to go out there, and then the other supervisor didn't want to go out there either, so I was just there being screwed, you know. And he had told me in the smartest way anybody has ever told me, oh, I sent Manny out there to ride with you. Like, he ain't got a choice, his truck broke down. Oh, I was so pissed off. And then so I'm like, whatever, dude. Like, I didn't get home till like 9 o'clock that night. All because of the bullshit they pulled. I didn't get a thank you. I didn't get appreciated. I didn't get anything. I was just screwed. So well, whatever. Maybe I'll get better. Anyway, so that's that day. So I go on vacation. I come back. My Tuesday route went okay, but Wednesday, that's when, you know, the supervisor was going to go out there and help me. Well, he only helps me for 4 stops. And he don't show up there till I'm there. Like, I'm already out there doing route. I've already done 5, 6 stops by this time. He shows up. He does 3 to 4 stops and then bounces. I still have another 4 or 5 left to go. And I was like, this ain't working out. I'm left with still 200 cases. I still got those stops. It's just me. So stops had to get done. So I just did my route as usual. Get back in. It's about 6 o'clock. Like, whatever. But Thursday was real, like, I'm done. My truck lights didn't work. So they wanted me to wait there 2 hours and then take the truck out. And I'm like, really? Like, I said, you know what? I'm not gonna do that. I tried getting the lights to work. I messed with it for 2 hours. I couldn't do it. I think the harnesses was messed up on it or something. But they wanted me to take it at 6. And, you know, I'm already there for 2 hours. So when the boss said, oh, just take the truck, I'll meet you out there and I'll work on it, I'm bringing a helper, I said, nah, that's it. So I just walked off the job. I didn't care. I was fed up with how they were giving you help and not giving you help. It would always take it from you, and now it's like, nah. It's a little harder on the driver when he's got to toss 350 cases all by himself, still make the hour drive back, and I mean, there's no like growth there. It's just hell, if you ask me. So I quit, and then I get a call the next day, hey, did you quit? Like, yeah, I didn't care. And then after I quit, another driver ended up saying that he was going to work that whole week next week, but they mistook it and they just ended up terminating him. And then he called the supervisor. He said, hey, I'll take care of it. And he's all like, oh yeah, just like you were going to take care of Daniel's lights, just like you were going to take care of my trailer tires, I can't trust you. I said, I'm not gonna go in. So then they're short 2 drivers. And then after I quit, some helper who thinks he knows it all, who's living with this married couple and is paying for a car for his girlfriend who can't even go and pick him up, ended up saying it's not like I was a good driver in a way. And then somebody put, well, at least he could transport the beer from point A to point B. Like, there's no leeway on that. So that happened. And then somebody else got fired from there, all because they were on their phone and camera caught them or something along those lines. I don't know. But and it's funny too, I asked those fuckers for some help, for some decent help, and it's like it went in through one ear and out the other. Like, they didn't fucking pay attention for shit. I don't know. What do, you know? And so after I quit, I was still doing Lyft, so I was able to make up a car payment too, you know. Quitting beer and the ice company in town was, I didn't quit, I was let go from there. It was pretty satisfying, you know. Granted, I'm sure that the people are amazing, you know. Like, I don't want to bash anybody, you know. Now at Ready Ice, I did have a great boss. I will say that he was the actual boss that I actually wanted to work for. It's just that when B&B came and bought out everything and turned the show, we turned it to a shit show real quick, and that didn't really help. So, I mean, yeah. So anyway, I just was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go over the road. So I came to Warner. They've been alright. I mean, I know about Warner. They have terminals everywhere. A good cents per mile. Great. Good enough benefits. They do have freight, trailers and trucks. When I got to Warner, I kind of like had they kind of gave me a little authority, but it wasn't much. Like, I got to pick my truck, and they wanted to give me an international, and I was like, yeah, I'll take a Kenworth if I got one. They didn't have one, and it was weird. So they didn't have one at the time. All they had was the internationals. Now, when it became available, some girl was on her way to get it, but she kept breaking down, and so she was too far out to get there to the terminal to pick up the truck. So they were like, hey, we got a Kenworth. I said, how did that come about? Well, obviously, they're like, check it out, make sure everything's good, and if you like it, it's yours. I said, cool. So I test drove it around the parking lot. Checked off everything, checked the oil, checked the fluids at the time, and like I said before, Warner's a great starter company. I have nothing against them. They're really quick about fixing like small issues. Like if you notice like a bulb is out, or a mud flap is missing, or something off around those lines, they're pretty quick about it. Now they do have their layover pay and detention pay and all that. If you're not sitting for long enough, they won't pay you. But I mean, I guess that's every company. Yeah. I had made it to my DC, so unfortunately the load won't be ready till 12 o'clock midnight, and it's 7. I probably won't leave here till like 3 or 4 in the morning. Which, if I do make it up north, I'm probably gonna end up going. If I make it to Lancaster in Dallas, I'll probably end up swinging by the terminal to grab some that fuel gel that you need for the winter for the fuel tanks, and maybe some more Glad hand seals. I'm low on windshield washer fluid, so I'll probably pick up some of that. Another bottle of coolant and oil and just truck supplies. Simple truck supplies, But yeah, that's there's a few more stories. Well, anyway, I better get some rest. Subscribe again, and thanks for watching.